It was supposed to be a normal night. You only needed $20. Nothing more. No drama. No risk. No life-changing moment. Just cash from an ATM outside a quiet gas station. You insert your card, enter your PIN, press withdrawal. The machine makes that normal clicking sound. Then the screen freezes. For 3 seconds, nothing happens. Then a receipt slides out. No cash. Just a receipt. You almost throw it away. But then your eyes catch the number at the bottom. Available balance. $91 million. You stare at it. You blink once. Then again. Because your bank account should have had $47, not $91 million. And that is the exact moment your phone starts ringing. Unknown number. You answer. A calm voice says, "Do not use that card again." Then the line goes dead. Level 1. The wrong receipt. You stand there under the gas station lights. The ATM is still humming behind you. Cars pass on the road. Nobody looks at you. Nobody knows what just happened. But your hands are shaking. You look at the receipt again. $91 million. Printed in black ink. Not a dream. Not a screenshot. Not a fake banking app. A real bank receipt. From a real ATM. With the last 4 digits of your account printed on it. You check your phone. Open your banking app. The app loads slowly. Too slowly. Then it crashes. You open it again. This time it says, "Account temporarily unavailable." Now your stomach drops. Because this is not just money. This is a problem. Poor people think a big number means freedom. But when the wrong big number appears in your account, it feels like evidence. You look around. The gas station cashier is watching TV. A man is filling his truck. A woman is buying cigarettes. Life is normal for everyone else. But for you, the world has changed. Because now you are holding a receipt that says you are richer than CEOs, athletes, lottery winners, and people who fly private. But you know the truth. You did not earn it. You did not inherit it. You did not win it. It just appeared. And money that appears from nowhere usually belongs to someone powerful. Level 2. The call you get in your car. Lock the doors. Your phone rings again. Unknown number. You let it ring. Then a text arrives. Stay where you are. Your chest tightens. A second message comes in. Do not contact your bank. That is when fear becomes real. Because only 2 kinds of people tell you not to call the bank. Criminals, or the bank itself. You start the car. You are about to leave. Then headlights appear behind you. A black SUV pulls into the gas station. It parks 2 spaces away. Nobody gets out. The engine stays running. You stare at the side mirror. Your breathing changes. Your phone rings again. This time, you answer. A man says, "You withdrew from Terminal 8 at 11:42 p.m. You say nothing. He continues. You received a printed balance that does not belong to you. Your mouth goes dry. You ask, "Who is this?" He says, "Someone trying to keep you out of prison." That sentence hits harder than the number. Because 5 minutes ago you were broke. Now someone is saying prison. You look at the receipt. Suddenly it does not feel like paper. It feels like a trap. Level 3. The bank opens the door. The man tells you to drive to the nearest branch. Not tomorrow. Now. You say banks are closed. He says, "Not this one." You follow the address. It takes you to a glass building downtown. Lights are still on inside. At midnight, 2 security guards are waiting by the entrance. They already know your name. That scares you more than anything. Inside, the bank feels different. No customers, no lines, no noise. Only polished floors, cameras, and people who look like they have been awake for too long. A woman in a dark suit walks toward you. She does not smile. She does not introduce herself like a normal banker. She just says, "Give me the receipt." You do not move. She looks at you and says, "You do not understand what you are holding." You hand it over. She studies the receipt for 2 seconds, then her face changes. Not panic. Worse. Recognition. Like she already knew this could happen. She turns to a security guard and says, "Room 4. That is when you realize something brutal. This is not a simple ATM mistake. This bank has a room for moments like this. Level 4. The real account. They sit you inside a small private room. No windows. 1 camera in the corner. A glass of water on the table. Nobody touches it. The woman places the receipt in front of you. Then she opens a folder. Inside is a printed document. Your name is on it. your address, your job, your income, your credit score, every loan you ever took, every late payment, every account you forgot existed. You feel exposed. She says, "This money did not enter your account." You look at her. Then the receipt. She explains, "The ATM printed the balance of a linked reserve account." You ask, "Linked to who?" She pauses. That pause tells you everything. Someone big, someone private, someone who does not want their name said in a room with a camera. She says, "A protected client." You almost laugh. Protected from who? You? You were trying to take out $20. Then she says, "The problem is not that you saw the number." You lean forward. She says, "The problem is the account was not supposed to be visible to any public machine." Now the room feels colder. Because if a hidden account can appear on an ATM receipt, then someone made a mistake, and rich people do not like mistakes, especially when the mistake has their money attached to it. Level 5. Why $91 million was sitting there. Another man enters the room. Older, quiet, expensive watch, no expression. He sits across from you and says, "Do you know what $91 million looks like inside a bank?" You say, "A lot of money." He shakes his head. "No, it looks like liability." Then he explains the part nobody teaches poor people. A normal person sees money as spending power. Rent, food, cars, houses, freedom. But banks see money differently. They see movement, ownership, risk, reporting, exposure. One wrong transaction can freeze an empire. One wrong name can trigger an investigation. One wrong receipt can expose a structure built to stay invisible. That $91 million was not just sitting there. It was waiting. Waiting for a signature. Waiting for a transfer window. Waiting for legal clearance. Waiting to move before someone else moved first. And somehow, for one tiny moment, the machine showed it to you. You were not rich. You were standing next to rich people's plumbing, and you had accidentally seen what moves behind the walls. The man looks at you and says, "This is why people with real money do not trust machines." You do not answer, because now you understand. The ATM did not give you money. It gave you a glimpse into a world where money does not sit in savings accounts. It hides. It moves. It waits. It protects itself. The woman picks up the receipt again. She places it inside a clear plastic folder, like evidence. Then the older man says, "Tonight never happened." You look at him, then at the folder, then at the camera in the corner, and for the first time, you understand the real difference between being broke and being rich. When broke people make a mistake, they get punished. When rich money makes a mistake, rooms open, phones ring, people arrive, documents appear, and everyone works quietly to make the problem disappear. Ending. The next morning, your banking app works again. Balance, $47. Everything is back to normal. But you are not. You go to work. Your boss complains about coffee. Your coworker talks about rent. Someone says they wish they had money problems. You almost laugh, because now you know something they do not. Rich money problems are not louder, they are quieter. Poor people worry about not having enough. Rich people worry about exposure, movement, control, timing, silence. You keep thinking about the receipt, the number, the private room, the security guards. The way everyone treated $91 million like it was not exciting, only dangerous. And that is the lesson that stays with you. Money is not just freedom. Money is a system, a shield, a weapon, a secret. And sometimes, a normal person only sees that system by accident. That night, the ATM did not make you rich. It showed you the truth. The number was never yours. The money was never yours. But the lesson was. And once you see how money really moves, you never look at a bank receipt the same way again. Subscribe because money is not what people think it is.